Hello, Alex Hui here. Recently, there has been an outbreak of the coronavirus and many people are concerned. You've probably seen people wearing masks on the streets nowadays, and that is the exact reason why I have invited my guest today to share with you this issue about how to prevent the coronavirus. Welcome, Esther.
Hello, everybody.
So Esther is my really good friend. We always talk about Chinese medicine, health related issues. She is not only a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, but she also has vast experience working in the hospital as a physiotherapist.
Yes.
So she's actually got many stories to tell us, but today our focus will be on recent events about coronavirus. Actually, back in 2003, when SARS happened, Esther was working in hospitals in Hong Kong.
Yes, I was working in a dirty team in the medical ward, take care of the patient.
Yeah, well, that must be a pretty intense experience. So, like I said, Esther is an expert in preventive medicine based on her experience. So that's the reason why I wanted her to share with us how to prevent the coronavirus or other viruses from happening lately. And actually recently, walking down the streets or even sometimes in clinics, I see people, they're not wearing their mask correctly.
I see some of the people are wearing it inside out.
Yeah, and there's just there's like a huge hole that, anything could literally come in. So do you mind showing me how to correctly put on my mask?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
First, wash your hand with soap and water or hand sanitizer.
Yeah, well, washing hands is definitely really important because if I have dirty hands and if I hold on my mask, then the mask will be infected already before I even put on my mask. So I'm gonna wash my hands. Oops, it's actually not open yet. Okay.
A few moments later.
Oops.
Bowling. So Esther, do you mind showing me how to correctly put on my mask?
Sure. First, you have to wash your hand with soap and water or hand sanitizer.
Definitely makes sense because you have to make sure our hands are clean. If our hands are dirty, if we touch the mask, it's going to be a dirty mask even before I put it on, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so first step, I'm going to wash my hands. Make sure all my fingers are... make sure your fingers are clean as well. Not just randomly clean.
Yeah, and wait until it dries. Position your mask with the color side outward.
So the inside, it's white in color, and the color side, which is this one is blue, but there are also, I think there's like green, black, yellow, whatever color. So make sure the white side is towards inside.
Right. And have the metallic strap face upward.
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing a lot of people kind of like doing it upside down. And how can we determine which one is up, which one is down? Is on the up, there is like a metallic wire inside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit more hard, and here it's soft. So metallic side up.
Yeah. And then fold once.
Fold once.
Before you place your mask.
Sorry, fold it like this. Fold it into half. Okay.
但佢點得太多。Okay, fold it in half like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then start to put it towards your face.
Okay. So one mistake what I did was I was touching too much on the mask. So ideally, I shouldn't be touching as many times as I just did, right? Although I have cleaned my hands already, but it's always good to be safe and try not to touch as. So I'll just touch minimum. I'll try my best.
Yes.
Minimum, fold it in half, and
then put it close to your face.
Put it close to my face, right here.
Okay, and then place the earlobe.
Place the earlobe
around your ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then now secure the nose piece.
Okay. Yeah. So make sure this is really tight. A lot of people have like holes like this. And that's when all the viruses or other stuff that could go in. So make sure you press tight, very tight. Okay.
Yes, and now at the bottom of the mask, okay, you need to fan fan out the mask.
Okay.
And then around your chin.
Okay, so pull this down. Make sure it's covered my chin as well. All right.
Yes, it's done. The way that we can double check whether there's any air leakage is from the nose piece area. Make sure this part is tightly sealed. And the second way, if you need to wear a pair of glasses, you can put it on. If your mask is having a leakage, when you breathe, sometimes it will have a glare.
There's a glare right here. You can't really see my eyes. But if it's tight, if it's locked, see, even if I breathe out, even if I'm talking.
Wrong!
What?
This way you will spread the germs around the area.
What? What did I do? How come?
Yeah, when you move it too fast, the germs or the virus attached to the outer surface of the mask will just detach from the mask and then spread it out on the surface.
Ah, I see. So what is the exact right way of taking my mask off?
Okay, before you remove the mask, firstly, again, you should clean your hand.
Cleaning my hand one more time.
Hand sanitizer.
Fingers. Make sure your fingers are clean.
Yeah, and wait until it's dry.
Wait until it dries, yes.
Before you take off your mask, don't touch the outer surface of the mask because it's all contaminated.
Right.
Hold and unhook your mask on both sides together.
Yeah, so it's really important not to take off one side, but both sides.
Yeah, unhook it and gently lift the mask away from your face.
Gently.
And fold it inside out.
So which means the color side should be on the inside.
Yes.
So the reason is because all the contaminated viruses or bacteria are all on the outside. So you want it to be in the inside and we wrap it.
Actually, I would suggest try to minimize your hand to touch all over the mask.
I am still touching too much. No good.
Yeah, try to just hold it at the corner of the mask.
So like this?
Yeah, because the masks are used by healthy or sick people. If you are sick, you will cough and sneeze. So the inside, the white part will be contaminated as well. So I will recommend just holding the corner of the mask.
Okay, so like that.
And then fold it inside out.
Fold it like this.
And then hold it at the corner.
Hold
and
it
then
at the
fold
corner.
it again.
And then fold it again, like this, like so.
Yes. And use the earlobe to
wrap it
around and tie it.
Okay. So wrap it around
and
then tie it. Okay.
Okay, then discard your mask to a bin with a lid cover.
Okay, so make sure when we throw it away, it has to be with a bin.
The next step is wash your hand again with soap and water.
Okay.
The best will be soap and water.
All best with soap and water. Imagine that soap and water.
That's it.
Well, thanks for teaching us.
You're most welcome.
Actually, I've seen many people that one mistake that they probably have is that they use their mask multiple times, multiple days. So is that something that they should not be doing?
Well, actually, we should change for a new mask whenever it's wet or it's damaged. Otherwise, it won't serve the purpose to protect one from getting a germ inside to the body.
Yeah, because once it's moist, it's wet, then the layer protecting would be gone and would be useless, so that the virus and bacteria could invade and go in, right? Okay. Yeah, so I guess it depends on everyone. It's different. Some people, if they talk more when they're wearing the mask, and they have to change it more frequently than people who's just wearing it and not talking, right?
Yes, and also it depends on what kind of environment. For example, it's raining or with high humidity,
Okay.
or if you are in the activities that you have a lot of sweating,
Mm-hmm.
then you need to make sure that you have a dry and clean mask on your face.
Yes, right. Well, Esther, so thank you for sharing with us how to correctly put on the mask.
Mm-hmm.
So, what other suggestions that you have in order to prevent any disease or infections from happening?
I would like to remind all of you
Yes.
to wash your hand after touching the door handle, the button of the elevator.
Basically, that's anything that's in the public, because you don't know what's clean, what's not, and most likely in the public, a lot of people has touched that. Whatever you touch, make sure you wash your hands and don't touch your eyes, nose, mouth, or anywhere.
Yeah, before before you touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, especially eating, make sure you wash your hand first.
Actually, there's a story a couple hours ago when I was so we were in the same elevator, and then I was helping another person to press on the floor that person was. So I used one finger on my floor and the other finger on the other person's floor, and
Yes, I was counting how many times that you were touching the button.
She's that
and
detailed.
how many fingers that you were using.
Yep. And then right after I got out of the elevator, Esther was like, "Wrong! You did the wrong thing again." So, well, what's the reason why we have to make sure we don't use that many fingers in touching different floors?
I would suggest people to press the button by using their knuckles.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because when we use our hand, we always use the palm side, the palmar side. Sometimes when we are in a rush to do things, we will forget that our hand is dirty.
Yeah.
Especially you feel very itchy of your nose or you're itchy on of your eyes, then you might rub it with your dirty hands.
Yes.
Then the germs will go directly into the eyes.
Yeah, exactly, because a lot of times I just wasn't conscious. Like sometimes, oh, itchy, I just want to touch. So that's how people get infected. So when you said using knuckles, that doesn't only apply to elevators, of course. It could be anything that you need to press, you need to maybe hook, or, even like doors, sometimes maybe you could use like things like, elbows or things like that. Like, do you think that that's the case too?
Well, sometimes we might not be, use the knuckle all the time. We might need to grab, but just need to remind yourself that you have to wash your hand after that.
Okay, right, yeah. So I think the most important thing is awareness and habits, because especially recently of the events of the virus, that everyone should raise their awareness and don't let the guard down, and make sure you follow the right procedures, in no matter wearing masks or washing hands. So besides that, I think the person who are experiencing symptoms, they probably should be quarantining themselves. This seems harsh, but I think it is important because let's suppose you live with your family or friends, you don't want to infect them. So I think they should probably be using their own rooms or
not sharing their utensil. They also need to go to see the doctor as soon as possible.
Yes.
And before seeing the doctor, they should write down a list, remind themselves whether they have any travel history or the people that they know who have a recent travel history, and where they have been for the destination.
And I think that is not only traveling regarding like country to country, but also where have you been in the last maybe 14 days in local area. Let's suppose maybe this mall or this shopping mall, that restaurant or whatever. I think it is important to record that down too, just for easier for professionals to investigate. So thank you very much, Esther, for coming today. You have shared so much knowledge to us. Really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me and invite me for sharing the experience.
Yeah, you're very welcome. In the next couple of weeks, I will be showing you some Qigong exercise that could boost your vital Qi to help you arm against this potential disease that could be more serious in the future. So I'll see you in the next video.